Welcome back to America's Retirement Headquarters, the home of the Retirement Guys formula and America's Medicare Associates with Dave Ross. ARHQ.com is the website. The phone number is 419-794-3030. Jimmy Kimmel has been hosting his late night show on ABC for 21 years now, but he tells the Politicking Podcast, that he doesn't believe the format will actually exist in 10 years.
Maybe there'll be one, but there won't be a lot of them. There's a lot to watch, and now people can watch anything at any time. They've got all these streaming services. It used to be like Johnny Carson was the only thing on at 11:30, and so everybody watched. But now there are so many options, and the fact that people are able to easily watch your monologue online the next day, it really cancels out the need to watch it when it's on the air. And once people stop watching it when it's on the air, networks are going to stop paying for it.
This kind of ties into what we were talking about earlier, Dave. Many people fear that Social Security is also going to be gone in 10 years. That is obviously an exaggeration, but the program does face a possible 25% cut in benefits by then if Congress fails to act. So with knowing that there will be changes down the line, but not knowing what those changes are going to be, is there something that we can do now to help fill any potential gaps we may see?
Absolutely. When you start looking at our independent income system, the one thing that is the cornerstone or one of the main pillars of it is how much reliable income will you have at retirement time? And reliable income can come from Social Security. It could come from a pension. Even though pensions are you're starting to see them less and less, they are still out there. How you take your retirement savings from your 401k and allocate it amongst different buckets of money that you're going to need in retirement, that also can be utilized as a reliable income source. And I think the one area that really needs to be discussed, and that is, what is the role of annuities in retirement? And I will tell you, when I came back into the financial world in 2006, I would meet with people, and this was a common comment that I was hearing from them. Talk to me about any investment that you have access to, but please, please, please do not mention the word annuity. And it was really kind of a catch-22, because in 2006, annuities were a lot different than they are today. They weren't necessarily generating income for a foreseeable future that helped people reach their goals. They were very expensive, and in some cases, the risks that people were being asked to take were well outside of their comfort zone. So that is not the case in 2024. And when we look at annuities, there's really three main types that can fit into your personal situation. The first one is a fixed annuity, and a fixed annuity is very simple. You give an insurance company a piece of your portfolio, and they will pay you a specified interest rate. And we've talked about earlier how interest rates are at an all-time high. They're at a high, but they're looking at, it looks like those rates are going to be dropping. Well, if you were looking at a fixed annuity, now might be the time to lock that in, because the 5.5% interest rates are still sitting there. And if you could get 5.5% over a 5-year period, I don't think we'll be at 5% a year from now. We'll see. If this interest rate cutting cycle begins, when they say it could begin in September, you're going to see interest rates on fixed investments that are dropping quite a bit. The second type of an annuity is called a variable annuity, and that's for the person who is looking to accumulate money in a vehicle that is directly linked to the market. So you're taking market risks. You're picking a basket of investments that have a growth rate that hopefully will be considerable. if you're in the accumulation stage, a variable annuity may very well be a good choice for you, but that's something you would have to discuss with your advisor. The third one, and one that we're seeing a lot of activity in, is called an equity index annuity. And I will tell you, the good part of an equity indexed annuity is you get to participate in the positive returns of different indexes, different indexing strategies. But you don't necessarily participate in the bad side. So if you buy an equity indexed annuity and the market does a 10% of return, you could very well earn all of that 10%. But if the market drops 20%, the worst case scenario is your money stays where it's currently at. And Chris, I'm sure you'll agree with me that sometimes a 0% return is a very good return if the market is gyrating. There are also different benefits you can buy with annuities that offer protection. What I mean by that is they will cover you for certain levels of loss. And is that for you? It may be for some, may not be for many. So when it comes to annuities, we want to find out how much reliable income an annuity can develop for you. But we also want to be able to manage the risk. What is a risk appropriate level? And a lot of times the risk quotient determines what type of annuity you should be chosen for that investor. I would also say that on indexed annuities, sometimes those annuities have cap levels. They have a maximum cap which the investor can earn. So if you have an 8% cap and the market does a 20% return that year, you will receive the maximum cap, which in this case would be 8. But you're being protected on the downside. The worst case scenario could be 0, no loss, no gain. The other thing with fixed index are participation rates. Do you participate in the full movement of the index, which is a 100% participation rate? So if you have 100% participation, you get all of the return. If you have 50% participation, if the market does 10%, and you've got a 50% participation rate, you're going to earn 5. So equity indexed annuities are good, but they have a lot of moving parts. And I would tell you, you really want to know what you own. And here at America's Retirement Headquarters, we educate you. We inform and educate you about how these different annuity contracts work and how they fit into your plan. Another area that, last but not least, is annuities can provide asset protection against long-term care, nursing home, and catastrophic health care costs in retirement. So when we do the retirement team action plan and we get to asset protection, we may very well be having a discussion on how we can utilize annuities to help protect you from a rapid spend down of your retirement dollars to help provide the medical care that you're going to need as you get older.
And again, because there is such a wide variety of annuities out there and everyone's circumstances are different, you may not necessarily need one in your retirement plan. It is not something that is right for everybody out there. It is certainly not going to be the entirety of your retirement plan, but it could be a valuable part, especially if you have needs for guaranteed income that Social Security or a pension, if you still got the luxury of that, won't cover. Being able to navigate and find all the ins and outs and figure out how it is going to work for you, if at all, is something that the team at the Retirement Guys Formula can help you with. Being able to say, these aren't suitable for what you need. These will work for you, or you may be in a situation, as I mentioned, where you may not necessarily need one at all, but you don't know until you have a conversation with a team like the Retirement Guys Formula. Fiduciaries acting in your best interest, not going to put you in a strategy or vehicle just for the sake of of them or for the company, but making sure it is truly going to work best for you. It all begins with that phone call, 419-794-3030. Once again, that's 419-794-3030. Or you can go online, find out more about the team and schedule a time, arhq.com. I want to thank you for joining us here on America's Retirement Headquarters. It is the home of the Retirement Guys formula and America's Medicare Associates. Hope you have a great week ahead of you. Really do appreciate you spending part of it with us. Be safe out there. Dave, grateful for the time as well. And as we wrap up here, I want to leave you with the final word.
With summer winding down, take advantage of these last months of good weather and enjoy time with your family and do the things that you like to do. College football is going to be starting pretty soon and all the fall sports. So it's always an exciting time of year, and make sure you enjoy it.